Alright, what you're looking at is the infrared proximity detector that is found on Thingiverse. You can print this, and all you need is a couple things from Radio Shack or Adafruit or SparkFun to kind of put it together. Now, if you buy an infrared proximity detector that is well packaged, it's like $14. Or you can build this one, it's like $3. Okay? That's the difference. Now, what you're going to be needing is an infrared receiving module. Okay, this is a 30 kilohertz. And then you'll need a 940 nm LED, infrared. And you can buy these at Radio Shack just like that. Or here's the IR receiver, like that. Perfect. Now, to put them together so that IR broadcasts out and then bounces onto an object and then this picks it up, you're going to have to shield it so we can aim the IR. So the whole thing kind of looks like this when done, minus that black strap that's going around the muzzle there. Right? And then you got your little LED bulb right in there. Perfect. So it comes in two parts after you print it. Comes in with the muzzle. It looks like that. And then the little shoe for the module. Okay, so this is kind of the tricky part that I had to do a video for. Normally I don't do a video for something like this, but okay, so the module, and let me zoom out just a skosh here to non-microscopic levels. So we have this shoe. And that fits in there just like that. And you can see the 3 prongs sticking out. Okay, I'm going to bend all 3 prongs back. Try to get this as snug as possible up against the plastic. And then bend them a little bit more. And then do a little bit of a pull. And you don't want this top module moving around at all when done, right? Okay, vibration bad. Alright, then you take your LED and you find your negative one, your negative, which is the shortest. You take it and bend it up. And I like bending it up just like that. So that okay. Then you take your negative and you drop it into the middle. The end should stick out here, just like that. And then what you want to do is bend it back and then hit it with some solder right there. Be careful, do not touch the IR module I with the soldering iron, it will ruin it. So if you're not good at soldering, I would say do it on the other side, but hit it with a glob of solder right there to solder those 2 points together. And then cut this wire. Okay, when done, it should look like this. You can see it right there. There's the glob of wire, a glob of solder. Perfect. Okay, Then proceed to put your wires on to each of the posts. I got a red one for that one, a yellow one for the input of the IR module, a black one for ground. Come on, there we go. So you can also see that the black one right here is the same ground that goes up through the one hole. And then I have a white one for the positive of the LED. So the yellow one's the data wire for the receiving module. The red one's the 5 volts for the receiving module. The ground for the receiving module and the LED. And then the white one is just the positive for the LED. Perfect. Now, make sure you're using heat shrink tape, or tubing, I should say. And I used the wire that is really good for breadboards, so I think it's 22 AWG. And let me cut my wires here real quick. You want to leave your leads rather long. Okay, let me zoom out. So I got my leads rather long, and you can see right here that each one of these has a piece of heat shrink tape or tubing. Okay, I'll take a second to organize them so I know that there's no shorts. Make sure each one has a piece, and then after which I'll hit it with a lighter. Perfect, perfect. Now as long as you press them all in there at the same time, you can do all these at the same time. Now, unfortunately, I don't smoke, and I can't find the stupid lighter anywhere in the house. So I got matches, which is totally ridiculous, in my opinion, that I have to do this. I might as well just build a campfire, right? Now, the bad thing about a match is it's going to leave this little black residue that comes off. So do not hit the ABS plastic with any kind of flame. ABS plastic is toxic when it is in smoke form, so try not to do that. There we go. Now the last thing is we put the muzzle on, and since that LED right there isn't moving anywhere, see how sturdy it is? It just slides right into the muzzle, just like that, and that's what holds the muzzle together. I know, cool, right? Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we had to print this way, going up. So that means you're going to have to take your holder and glue it to the holder. So here's my tank. You'll see this little L right here, and it moves back and forth, and I could tighten that down. And I can glue it right there using super glue. Okay. Usually I don't like gluing things when it comes to this stuff. You know, it feels more, awesome if you take it and being able to print it all at the same time. But for sturdiness sake, for such a small part, I had to print this going vertical and this one horizontal. So in that case, you had to mix the two, and it wouldn't have worked. And there we go. Now we can mount it in our breadboard. Sweet. Got another one to build, and I hope you enjoyed. Alright, if you want to try and test it out, you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/cannedmushrooms. And I have an Arduino playlist in there. And one of the last videos is for chapter 12. I show you how to hook it all up. But here is the IR proximity detector. And you can just put your hand in front of this. It should turn on the light. Which is kind of hard to see because if you put your hand right there, the light, there we go. Yeah. Pretty cool. And it's got a range of probably about 5 to 6 inches. Not too bad. Alright, so that's how you test it out, and there it is, proof of concept. Enjoy. Alright, while I'm explaining the sensor part, I might as well show you the armor part also, since I released the armor and the sensor part together. The old case had this, and this was great for a prototyping case. Alright, but what I wanted to do was upgrade it. And now that I have holes in there, just the same as the Arduino bookcase had, it has the different ability to mount different things. So in this case, I have these. They can mount just by going like that. Here's the side piece, and you can see that the side piece had a hole in the front. Okay, that's where the bumper can now go into. So it extends. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make Legos look stupid here. That's got a long way to go before then, but alright, so that bumper then kind of fits up there. Okay, so you could take it, and it's got two little hooks. You can see those right there. What they do is they go up into the design, hook, just like that. And then you can mount your little IR proximity sensor here. Just like that. Okay. And all those wires go in here. So it takes a couple seconds to, bend the proximity wires into the design and then into the case, and then you can cut them to wherever you need them after the fact. So that's a 20 millimeter M3 screw right there. And by the time you get it all said and done, you have that 20 millimeter going all the way through, a nut on the end, and you can just go ahead and tighten that. The nut doesn't go into the plastic like the other nuts do, so you have to use a pair of pliers to get it to tighten. Adjust this as needed, and if you've ever built like a robot, you'll know that the proximity sensor is going to be adjusted a few times until you get it perfect where you like it. Alright, cool. Looks darn cool too. Nice and clean. A few wires going in, but not too bad. So that is the armor and sensor upgrade. There's going to be more sensors at the bottom, so I'm going to put, I think, a sonar sensor at the very bottom, Another proximity sensor on this side, and then something in the back also. Along with this upgrade on the sides, you have now new M3 screw holes here on the body to mount other things. Maybe a claw, right? Yeah. Torture the cat. Woohoo! Enjoy.